Hello, my dear students, greetings of the day. I hope you have done in all the exams that are completed till date, including today's examination, that is FMN BDA. Okay, so only two papers are pending for all the students who are writing both the groups, that is cost accounting and management accounting. And if you are writing only group one, tomorrow's paper will be the last paper. Okay, so without wasting any further time, let me help you out with this strategy that would be best for you people so that you can cover majority of the areas, important areas, and can you attempt your examination confidently. Okay, right. So by the time you people are watching this video, already you might have started your revision, preparation, or if not, it's high time that you start your preparation, right? So assuming that you come back from your examination center and get refreshed and start your preparation by 6:30, I have prepared that particular schedule. So on 15th, that is today, you will start your preparation assuming that 6:30 or 6:45. Before, better. But do you able to start much before 6:30? It's much better, my dear. Okay, because in these 2 or 3 days, every minute counts. So if you start assuming that if you start your preparation by 6:30 till 9, okay, focus on these 3 chapters first. That is cost sheet, material cost, employee cost. Now, when I say chapters, it does not mean that I'm asking you to go through each and every chapter, because you have already prepared these chapters in your revision exams and pre-final exams, right? So you, in that preparation, you might have clearly indicated which problems are very easy, which does not require any further revision, and which problems are required for revision. So whatever the problems you have identified which require revision once again, now you will focus only on those problems, then only you will have sufficient time. So when I say you need to go through that particular chapter, it does not mean that you need to go through each and every problem. You will first go through all those problems which are clearly marked, that which are important from examination point of view, which need revision one more time. So first you will focus on cost sheet, because definitely you will get one question, that is 7 marks. Material cost, when it comes to material cost, you have several topics. Focus on EOQ and stock levels. Okay. Stock levels means minimum stock level, maximum stock level, all those things. Okay. Then employee cost. When it comes to employee cost, focus on standard plans, that is row 1 plan, Halsey plan, and remaining miscellaneous formulas. Okay. And LTR, labor turnover rate. Am I clear, my dear? So these are the topics. Now when I have written the topics, it does not mean that you need to go through only these topics, but these topics are very, very important. So focus on first these 3 chapters, okay? And moreover, this strategy is simply indicative in nature. If you are able to do it much better than that, most welcome, okay? Now once that is completed, assuming that this 6:30 to 9, almost 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 2.5 hours, right? It is sufficient to go through these 3 chapters, okay? After that, you will have your dinner. Okay, if you are able to complete your dinner in half an hour time and start your preparation again by 9:30, most welcome, okay? So assuming that you start your preparation by 10 and you will carry on till 12 p.m. If you start by 9:30, you can close it out by 11:30 itself, okay? Now in this particular 2 hours, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, or 9:30 to 12, okay, focus on these areas. What are those? Overheads chapter, okay? When it comes to overheads, focus on under absorption, over absorption, and machine overhead, calculation of machine overhead, both in comprehensive, that is comprehensive machine overhead as well as direct machine overhead, okay? That is content costing is very, very, very important. You can't imagine a question paper without cost sheet and content costing. When it comes to content costing, focus on those problems where you have multiple year information, multiple years, year 1, year 2, year 3, and as well as how to prepare contractee account. Okay. Standard costing. Now, when it comes to standard costing, in cost accounting, we have only 2 variances, material variances and labor variances. That's why I have it here also, because it's quite easy, right? Only 2 variances. If you are thorough with material variances, you can easily understand labor variances. So we have only 2 variances, okay? And budget and budgetary control. When it comes to budget and budgetary control, focus on flexible budget and functional budget. When I say functional budget, we are talking about raw material purchase budget, consumption budget, production budget, all those things, okay? Flexible budget, based on past year information, you will try to prepare budgets for the new capacity. Okay, so overheads, content costing is a small chapter, standard costing is also a small chapter. So you should not take more time for that, and budget and budgetary control, okay? So make sure that you are able to complete these 7 chapters today itself. Okay, what will happen, sir? Out of these 7 chapters, you will get 6 questions for sure. Now, from cost sheet, you will get a question. From material, employee, overheads, you will get, out of these 3 chapters, you will get 2 questions. Content costing, definite question. Standard costing, definite question. Budgetary control, definite question. So out of 7 chapters, you will get 6 questions. 6 sevens are 42. So you can be confident about your preparation. So out of 70 marks, you will be able to write, you will be able to write and score 42 marks in itself. Okay, so you have to complete these 7 chapters today. It does not matter how you are distributing the time, but make sure that you are able to complete these 7 chapters today. Okay, right. Then on 16th, that is tomorrow, assuming that you wake up by 5 and complete all your daily chores and start your preparation by 5:30 a.m. So from 5:30 to 7:30, that till you get your breakfast. Okay, start with marginal costing. Yes, since you will be fresh, okay, it's better to start with marginal costing. When it comes to marginal costing, prepare from the end, my dear. That is key factor problems, indifference point, and basics. Basics means we're talking about PV ratio, variable cost ratio, break even point, desired sales, so all those problems. Okay. And as I said, there are so many problems in that material cost chapter, and you have already marked out which questions are easy and which questions need one more revision. So we will focus on all those questions which need revision once more. Okay. Then cost bookkeeping. Now, when it comes to cost bookkeeping, you need to focus on journal entries in case of non-integrated, integrated. We have problem each in both the non-integrated system and integrated system. Okay. And reconciliation part is very, very important. Reconciliation part is very, very important. If in fact, you can straight away start with reconciliation. So reconciliation is very, very important, my dear. Let me point out that one. So this is important, reconciliation part. Okay. And when it comes to next, you start preparing process costing. So when it comes to process costing, we have divided the entire chapter into 3 different classifications. Basic problems, where you will simply prepare process accounts. There will be no opening and closing stock of work in progress. ఎటువంటి opening closing stock of work in progress ఉండదు. Okay. So prepare all those basic problems. We have 2 or 3 questions. Okay. Where we need to simply prepare the formats and there is no opening and closing work in progress. Okay. So focus on basics first. Then you will you go through problem each in equivalent units, FIFO and weighted average method. So once you have completed this, I think 2 hours is sufficient to complete these 3 chapters. Marginal costing, assuming that you will take 1 hour. For cost bookkeeping, half an hour, and process costing, half an hour. Okay. And you will be simply going through the problems. Okay. I'm not expecting you people to solve each and every problem. The minimum thing that you can do is that you can do that on calculator. Okay. Because you don't have ample time, my dear. Now, once you have completed your breakfast, okay, you will start your preparation by 8 to 10. Do remember that on 16th, you will be writing the examination. Okay, so you will start your preparation after completing your breakfast, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. In that 2 hours, complete service costing. When it comes to service costing, focus on what, my dear? Your transportation and hotel. Focus on these 2, transportation, hotel, hospital, toll plaza. Okay, very few. Give last preference to service costing because there are so many models in that. Okay, so give very less preference to service costing. So once service costing is completed, don't forget to go through introduction and cost accounting standards. Introduction very, very important because you will get a question as well as MCQs from that. And cost accounting standards 7B, that is the last question, 7B, my dear. Okay, 7B is specifically dedicated for cost accounting standards. Okay. So when it comes to cost accounting standards, please be thorough with the list of standards that we have given, important from MCQ point of view. And first 3 questions and the last question. In the first 3 questions, we have learned about the introduction of cost accounting standards, who is responsible for cost accounting standards, all those things. And last question, we have given some common data which will be sufficient for all the standards. So if I thorough with these 3 questions and the table, okay, whatever the question that is given in cost accounting standards, you can easily answer. Am I clear, my dear? So from process costing, you may get 7 marks. From marginal costing, you will get 14 marks. Service costing, 7 marks. Introduction and cost accounting standards, you will get 1 theory question for 7 marks. So once you have completed this, make sure that you are able to complete these things by 10 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, right. Once it is done, you have some miscellaneous content available. That is job costing, batch costing. Okay, my dear. All those things you can just give it a glance. That is more than sufficient. So if you are thorough in this particular manner, you can easily write cost accounting paper. Am I clear? So please stick on to the order that I have given. Okay, you can jumble up and down, but make sure that you are able to complete preparation up to this point today itself. That means what? You will be able to answer 42 marks. You need to write 70 marks, right? In section B, that is problems. Out of that, you can easily answer 42 marks. Remaining depends on the preparation of these. And please be thorough with the MCQs. I think you already are doing that. And before going to the exam, don't forget to refer to the December 2025 MQPs. You have two MQPs, set 1, set 2. Please go through it. I've gone through it, and most of the questions are there in our material, and you will feel confident after going to these MCQs because MQPs. Because what we have seen is there, until now, whatever the exams that are completed, at least you are getting a problem or a question from the MQPs. So 7 marks in your pocket. Okay, my dear. So all the best. Thank you.